Last time I was talking to you about the basics of recording and all the boring stuff, and this is the theory, this is the theory. So I'm shooting 2 episodes now, one next week, one this week. This one's this week, and we're going to start the actual process. We're going to start recording and doing stuff. Let's do a really cheesy jump over to here. Right, okay, so you're seeing my screen. I'm seeing my screen too. I'm going to turn the brightness up. I don't know if that changes for you. In the first episode, I mentioned DAWs, the digital audio workstation. I am currently using Logic, which is this here. I believe it's Logic 10, yeah, Logic Pro 10. I've used a hell of a lot of different types of DAWs, and I've used like Cubase, Pro Tools, Audacity, don't recommend. I'm not going to go through and recommend them all again, but they're all about the same, and they all tend to have 2 very significant things that you need to know about. The first one is the editing window, which is this. This is where you record events, or however you want to say it, which is these little things, and these contain either MIDI or audio. MIDI and audio are 2 very, very different things. Audio is the easiest. Audio is recorded sound from a physical source. So that is, if I now, well, as you can hear, I'm recording a mic. I'm recording it in a different computer to the one that you're seeing, but you can see it here though. That is audio. I'm recording audio and then you are listening to it. The other type is MIDI, which is this, which create little boxes, which I shall make bigger, like this, and if you click on one of these, it plays a sample, for example. So that is something that someone else has recorded, then put into a program, which makes you able to do that. They are called samples, and the thing that controls them is called MIDI.
That's for musical instrument digital interface.
Okay, so this is your editing window. This is where you can press record. If you press in record and then hit record, you will start recording. If you press the little I, that means if I do that now, you will hear a very distorted version of me, which I will do, and I'm very sorry for it.
Hello, I am very sorry.
That essentially means that you can hear everything on that track. So this is a guitar track, so you're hearing my voice go through a guitar amp and then a cab. It's virtual, but it is going through an amp and then a cab.
Sorry.
Jumping over to the more fun of the 2, the mix window. Some of them have it as a full window. Logic has it as a weird down bar thing, so you can still see the editing thing behind, which I don't like, but whatever. This has got a load of complex things on. Ignore all of these. I'll talk you through all of these at some point soon. The simple bits is down here, this bottom half. You have all your tracks like you did before, so drums, bass, guitar, as in your editing, drums, bass, guitar. It's laid out exactly the same. If you drag one over, it will carry over on the other. Everything stays in the same order. Now if we go from top down so that you've got like your little picture, some have little pictures. These are panning. So if I change the panning, it will go into the left ear. If I change the panning to the right, it will go to the right ear. Simple as that. If you press Alt and click, it goes back to the center. This is volume. It changes your volume. I've also clicked mute. Mute. Good. I didn't have that in my notes, but mute will turn it off. So if you say you want to listen to your track without the bass, you can mute it. Same with solo. Solo means it plays on its own. Can solo more than one track, so you just have 2 playing, like can have just drums and bass playing, etc, etc. Again, you've got your record and your input, which do exactly the same as they do on the other window. Then you have a thing called plugins. These are these in here. It's called AusX. On Logic, it's called Audio FX. They're just plugins. They're essentially programs that do stuff. So, for example, one that you'll know what it does, Echo. If I turned Echo on, it would echo. Obviously, you're not hearing it yet, but it would have an echo on it, and there's loads of different things, and I'm going to take you through those in the next few episodes. The only really other thing that you actually need to know about this kind of interface is the things up here. This number here is the BPM. If I press play now, you will hear a click track. The BPM is how many beats there are per minute. So if I turn this up to 200, it will click quicker. And so on and so on. This is a time indicator, so it's got minutes and seconds, etc. So if you go up and down, this is bars, beats, and bits of bars. I don't know really what that measurement is. We can go like bar 6, beat 1, bar 6, beat 2, etc. The only other thing that you really need is the time signature, which is this. This is in 4/4. Most people write every song that they've ever written in 4/4. If you have wrote something that's not in 4/4, so something that said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, then that's in 5/4, and you can change that there. So in terms of what you need to know to actually record, that is literally it. If I now sit here and go, say record, and it starts recording, I am now recording, and it's doing that, and you're hearing a click and a drum track. It's recording, I press stop, So just like that, you've recorded, and then you can click play and it'll work. I'm going to do it, and I'm very sorry about this, but it's going to sound crap.
I am now recording. And
Yep, sorry about that. But that's an example. It's now recorded, and if you put in your plugins and stuff like your EQs and your compressors, then you've done. That's it, you've done. That's how people make #1 singles. That's it. So you can go and do that. You can go make a #1 single, and if you haven't done that by next week, you're not allowed to watch the video. One little thing Joe just pointed out is that sometimes the inputs don't always work straight away once you plug them in. Woo! So, on some programs, in every single program there will be a way to check what inputs and outputs you're using. In Logic, you go to Preferences and then Audio. And then just in here you have an output device and an input device. I have it both set to my interface because that's what I'm using. So obviously you've got other stuff like your built-in audio and stuff like that. So if you have a thing, then that's where you change it. Every single program pretty much has the same kind of thing. In Pro Tools, I believe it's Preferences again, but it's in a window that's more over here rather than the beginning bit. But either way, that's how you do that. And that's all you need to know to record. So get recording, and I'll see you next time.
Have a nice day.